We're live.
We are live.
Hey, everybody.
Hello, everybody. I guess, excuse me, Kevin should be coming by soon.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin thought the show was yesterday. That's when you're happy.
Oh, that's the happy thing when you forget the days.
And you're
Like,
so
I'm so happy. I don't even know what's going on.
you have no idea what day it is. So Kevin will be joining us. So as you know, today we're going to be talking about Florida. They seem to be going back to Jim Crow laws. We're also going to be talking about
With Mississippi, too.
yeah, I got some stuff on Mississippi also. It's the two kids that drowned under suspicious circumstances in
Hudson River. Yeah.
We're gonna talk and anything blackety black as we always do, but
right.
Guarantee you'll be interested.
Yeah, and it's a holiday weekend, so everybody should be out and about, for the weekend with the cookouts and stuff.
Memorial Day.
Yeah, weekend, yeah.
You know what's funny is that the black veterans fought for this country and then came back and could not even, still had separate.
Yeah. They couldn't be free. And a lot of them didn't want to go over there because they said they never called them a nigger. They never disrespected them or hurt them. So why should they go over there and do that to them?
Yeah. Well, that's why Muhammad Ali didn't go.
Yes.
But so they got some stuff going on in Mississippi and we got some stuff going on in Florida, but I'm going to drop some videos and then we come back and kick the show off.
Okay, this is all fair use, educational purposes, entertainment purposes. This is our view and nobody else's view. Please don't come for us.
Thank you.
I'm so fucking scared.
Don't be scared. We're not going to let this fly, right?
The Jim Crow laws are being reinstated.
Are we going to... Y'all finna let... They really sitting up in that courtroom? Let me do some digging. I had to look this up officially because you gotta be joking right now, right? They are not joking.
A court has decided to uphold a racist law, a racist voting dynamic in Mississippi. And they admit it is racist, but they're still going to uphold it anyway.
And their bull feces reason is that they're worried about the crime rate. Let me explain this to y'all. They basically will not have no say-so of who votes for the judges. The white chief of justice would appoint its own judges, prosecutors, public defenders, police officers running a new district. I see the state of consciousness that they're trying to bring us back to. This movie is literally explaining what is finna happen. And it's based on a true story. They about to come together to make their jobs easier. Watch this clip. This woman, because she was living in a bad neighborhood, was falsely accused of selling drugs.
What's happening in Melody is happening all over our country. Drug task forces use military tactics to terrorize poor people.
This is the basic example of what they're trying to push. Watch this clip.
If you plead guilty to felony possession with intent to distribute, you can go home today with a 10-year suspended sentence and a small fine.
But I never sold any drugs.
Then post bail, we'll set a court date.
$70,000.
Or you can stay in jail and await your pretrial hearing in March.
That's almost 6 months. I can't do that. What am I going to do about my kids?
I'm sorry the burden your behavior has imposed on your children, Miss Roberts. That is why I'm prepared to offer you a plea. Under no doubt, if you don't take the plea, we will prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law.
They all in the circle. You're basically not going to get any help if they come at you with some legal bullcrap. I'm going to say this. Matter of fact, I'm going to let somebody else say it.
So with that being said, this is a message to all you gang members out here. If y'all have enough common sense to have this person doing this person doing that, this person making the drugs, this person killing folks, this person running shit, this person doing that, y'all have enough motherfucking common sense to start a motherfucking army to protect your fellow people.
And with that being said, if this situation ain't tell you anything, you better know this. Ain't no more acting like how y'all acted after the Black Panther Party was dismantled. The universe is over here working spiritually. We got stuff to do too. If y'all let this fly, and I ain't talking about no riding, because that ain't gonna do nothing in these coded systems that they trying to make. We gotta protect our people. It's time. It is time. We really just need to duck off somewhere. Y'all stay dangerous.
Gonna show one more video. I wonder if well, I'll say it once the show gets started. It's
Florida chapter is warning Black Americans to stay out, but the question is why?
That's what we're saying to them. Don't come into racism.
So they say the Sunshine State's policies are discriminatory and also racist as lawmakers push for policies involving race, gender, and identity issues. It's your big story tonight at 7 on ABC 7. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Jeff Harris.
And I'm Megan Miller.
Tiffany?
Yes.
Racism is here to stay. It is not going anywhere.
No.
No, it's not going anywhere.
With the knowledge you gain, break away from the chains. We helping you grow the Black Therapy Show. You be in a safe space, dealing with the black trauma. We unpacking and inspecting all our baggage and drama. Cause we gotta unite, no more killing each other. It's time to see a new future for my sisters and brothers. You know, with Kevin, Carl, and Tiffany, you'll have an epiphany. We'll give you everything you need to handle the enemy. We'll be giving you empathy, we gon' challenge you mentally. The right conversation so you grow exponentially. We built your penitentiaries, we built all your schools. Gave us brainwash education, just making us fools. Hatred was what we got in exchange for love. No more manipulation from my God above. It's called Kevin and Tiffany. Now welcome to the Black Therapy Show. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
So, Tiffany, how are you doing, my sister?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you, Carl?
African print. Loving that African print.
Yeah, I had to bring out the African print. Oh, hey.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Brother.
You came right on time. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, trying to live and survive in racist ass Florida.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you out in Florida. Yeah, you out.
I'm in Florida. I'm under the weather, but I'm here. So apologize for being late. How everybody doing? Everybody good?
Yeah, we're all good, man. We're all
Everybody's good. Wait a minute. Don't they have an advisory? You don't even supposed to be there.
Yeah, no, the advisory's not paying my rent though, so I had to show up and get this cheddar. Get this cheddar.
Yeah, just get that cheddar.
Is Florida any different from anywhere else in America, or is Florida just more bold about it?
I think Florida's governor is basically, a cold-blooded racist who wants to get Trump's audience. He wants Trump's voters, but Trump's voters are so loyal to Trump. So it's like a battle of races. Like, who could be the most racist, Trump or DeSantis? So you got two racist guys that's battling for votes from other races, which is really
white
weird.
On white crime.
Yeah, so they're voting to see who can get the most racist people to vote for their racist ass. So, and that's where it's at, dude. And I think like right now they have a lot of Hispanic people that pick the oranges and all the crops down here and all that sort of stuff. They're not working, they're boycotting things, stuff like that, but they got their families to feed. So how long can they do that, So, they can't really hold out too long, but yeah, it's a lot. Truckers aren't coming here. It's a lot going on in Florida, man. It's crazy.
Do you think white people are happier during Jim Crow time?
Can I answer this question real quick?
Yeah.
I just left. I'm hanging out with a comedian who's a Caucasian guy who's producing the show that I'm on next week, and I went to a bar with him, and it's a country band that's playing the music there, and all the people there, of course, are white. I'm the only black guy, I think, in the freaking place. I think I saw one other black woman, right? And so I was looking around and watching them out the corner of my eye, very, observing this. I'm just watching them, and I hate to say this, I feel bad saying this, but when I look at them, I'm looking at them, they can't dance, they have no rhythm. I'm looking at their skin. I wish I could have filmed it I'm looking at their skin is like leather, but they all suntanned up, and their skin is very leathery, like it's old. And I'm looking at these women, and they got this blonde hair, and their skin is all freckled with dark spots, and it's. I'm looking at them, and I'm going, "This is why they hate us."
Yeah,
because we're beautiful. We're beautiful.
Yeah.
We're naturally beautiful, and I'm not saying. I mean, I hate to say that, but I'm just saying it. And I know we have white people that watch our show.
Not saying anything derogatory, but
we have white people that watch our show, and I'm not saying white people aren't beautiful. I'm saying that I'm looking at this group of people at this bar, at this country show. And I don't like country music, but I'm listening. The guy that I'm with, he books the band, so that's why I'm here. But it's just I'm looking, and I'm just going, wow, this explains it. These fucking people, they hate us because we're beautiful and we're talented and we're natural. I'm looking at their dance steps. They can't dance. It's hilarious, dude. I should be filming it. And I go, this is why they don't like us. We're so freaking good.
But yeah, we are very good. But also, it's through our pain do we shine, we glow. Through our music. It's all in our energy. And yes, they hate us. They dislike us, and it's sad. It's sad.
But they love our music. They love our music, though. Because, I've been down here for a couple of days, and I got in town yesterday. All I hear is Tina Turner music everywhere. And I know Tina went on, and she had a white husband, and she lived over in Europe, which is she probably around a bunch of white people. But Tina, don't get it twisted. She's still one of us. She's still our sister, our queen, and she's celebrated around the world by everybody for her greatness. And the same thing with Jim Brown. Just think about this, guys. We lost Jim Brown, Tina Turner, and Harry Belafonte in the course of 20 days.
Yeah, they come in threes.
Those are icons, unreplaceable icons at that. I mean, all three of those people are amazing people that put their footprint on this planet. And we are, and that's what shows how powerful we are. Think about Jim Brown and what he did for football, and Harry Belafonte, his impact on the world, just being who he is, just a great human being, and then Tina Turner being the mega star that she is. We're, like I just said, we're amazing people.
And they also lived through Jim Crow. That was during their time where everything, a lot of people don't understand Jim Crow or the meaning of Jim Crow. Jim Crow was everything separate. They did not want Black people to be near them. That was dealing with the schools, the businesses, housing. That's how they separated us. And then the civil rights era was birthed because of how they separated us and kept us separated. But also, we are now in the modern time of Jim Crow. It's just not in our face like it was years ago. You understand? It is like underneath, and we're just going along with the plan.
Right.
So do you think, do you think a lot of the white people who have that Jim Crow mentality, you think they were happier back then when they had us separated? You think that's why they're trying to get back to that? I mean, it's never going to go back to that.
I don't think it was the happier. I think it's all about power and control.
Right.
It's a power and control thing. And they don't have that control anymore and that power because we have rights now. You can't do certain things to us, but still in certain states, they have certain laws that a lot of Black people don't even know about, don't even know that they are being segregated or they're being, disenfranchised for a reason because of the color of their skin. And now that we have social media, we have people speaking out, Mississippi and Florida are very upset because this wasn't out there like that. And now people are talking about it. Now it's being broadcast. But it's up to the people to stand up, to do something, or get out of Mississippi. Because I'm going to tell you, Mississippi, I wouldn't be in Mississippi. Now, Florida, the people can stand up. They can stand up and they can fight for their rights.
But isn't Mississippi 85% Black?
You said
Yeah,
Mississippi is
but that's
5%,
just that's just
5% black?
85.
that's just the
Oh, well,
poor
if
people
it's
though.
85% black, they need to stand for their rights also. You know, they have to go out there and vote. But you got to remember, Mississippi is also a town of intimidation. You know how many, the white man said, he said, you know how many niggas we put in the Tallahatchie River? They are off the hook down there. So a lot of the people are scared. They have fear. That's why they probably not stepping up or saying anything.
Yep. Absolutely facts.
But I mean, at 85%, I don't understand how the whites can have the majority of the people in the House or Congress or whatever they have down there.
Because we don't vote.
I don't think it's only about the voting, because I think that if the people had the education or knew what was going on, remember, they like they blacks very ignorant. They like them not knowing anything or going out there, because I'm gonna tell you, if they knew what was going on, they would be out there fighting and stuff. They would be fighting for their rights. But like I said, it's also fear, because they know that they can end up somewhere dead in a ditch or
You
in the
in Mississippi, and I've been to Mississippi before and through Mississippi several times, not too long ago, to be honest with you. And you stop there and you go into a gas station or something and you see the black people in Mississippi. They're very different, you know, than we are up north, you know.
The city
they almost
people.
have that mentality that they're still in bondage, if you know what I'm saying. I want to say slavery, but bondage. They have that kiss ass mentality.
They're like Samuel L. Jackson in Django Unchained.
Yeah.
Yes,
Not even that, because because I mean, exactly.
Yes.
They still have that. They still have that. They still have that fear, that mentality.
Yeah, let's save master stuff.
Yeah.
You
know, a lot of times,
why we start in trouble.
And I don't know why they have that mentality. They do, and you see it, Carl. You talk about this all the time, like in your country, or I brought it up when I was in Bahamas in March performing. How I walk out with Keith Lynette, who's a white comedian friend of mine. We walk into a bar together. Together, walk to a restaurant, and the Bahamian waiter comes up and takes our order. He always waited on Keith first.
Yeah.
It was when he took my order, or he or she took my order, it was lack of eye contact. They took my order still looking at Keith. Right. You know? I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Am I here? Yeah. You know, he's my opening act.
Right.
he's happy to be here with me, but you're treating him like I'm his bag boy, you know?
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the freaking mentality, man, that that these people still have, not only in places like Bahamas but in the South, man. In the South, it still goes on that way, man. I see it all the time when you travel in the South. It's very baffling. But
and the white people like them like that, because they don't ask no questions. They don't make an uproar. I told you, since this social media, they are very upset because people are going out there. They're protesting. They come into their states. I even heard a man like, our blacks are okay out here. Why y'all coming over here starting trouble? I was like, is he saying this? Do he know that he's saying this? But this is their mentality down there. And that was only when, what's his name? Mike Brown, Mike Brown had died. They really feel like that. So
isn't that what the Willie Lynch letter said? When you control the mind, you don't have, you know what I mean? You got them once you can control someone's mind.
Because we don't read, bro. We don't read. We're not readers, man. I mean, we just don't read.
Us as people, yes.
We don't read, and there's so much literature out here, so much
information.
Information. But people in Mississippi, when you go to, like I was gonna say this earlier, when you drive to Mississippi, they got the cars there. You see, they got these old Cadillac cars, but they got them jacked up on big wheels. They got the windows tinted out. Like they'll take a 1978 Buick and pimp it out. They put all this stuff on it, and the car bounces up and down, and it got the rims on it. The rims cost more than the car. You know, and these guys, that's what you see, and that's their thing. They drive around in these built up cars. Whatever money they get, they fix their cars up, and the cars aren't even that nice. They got rims on them that cost.
It's a different mentality of thinking, especially I call it the city and country. You know, we city people think differently. We move a little bit faster, where the country is more slowed down. They live in small towns. We live in big cities where we have more experience. We fight for rights where we good. So it's a whole different way of thinking and living. So I think now that because we have an outlet, we have to talk. The people have to talk. The communities have to talk.
Right, I agree. But we got to somehow reach those folks and let them know there's a bigger world out there. There's people that's fighting for them and sticking up for them. Because like the 11-year-old boy just got shot there. Y'all see that?
No,
the police just shot an 11-year-old kid. He called the police. They show up and they shot him. And their excuse, we thought he was older. We thought he was dead. He had no weapon. He's 11 years old. Google it. I actually sent you the link to our page today. Yeah, the 11-year-old was shot.
He died.
No, he didn't die. Thank God.
Thank God he didn't die. Shot him in the chest though. Thank God he's still here.
Yeah, what happened was his mother was having a domestic abuse with her boyfriend.
Right.
And she asked her son, her 11-year-old son, to please call the police. And the young man called the police. And when he came out the door, the cop shot him, which was a black cop. Okay. And luckily, this young man didn't die. But his mother said when he was in his arms, he said, "Why did he shoot me? I called him. Why did he shoot me?" So that's an issue, So my thing is, like I said, I tell anybody, it's not a black and white thing. Once you are a police, you are considered blue. You are blue now. You understand? So this thing that happened is like a cop behavior, a police behavior. You just don't go in shooting. You have to analyze the situation. Now you done lost your job because you done shot 11-year-old because you didn't analyze the situation.
Thank God that kid didn't die, man. I don't know how he survived a gunshot to the chest, but I'm just thankful he didn't pass away because that would have been so tragic. And and now he's still got to deal with the trauma of being shot in the rest of his life.
But cops are trained to go home. That's what I heard. The cops are trained to go home. You hear them all the time talking about police safety. It's for my safety.
11 years old.
It's my safety. So cops are trained to go home. If they got to take out 1,000 people and make it home, that's what they're going to do. So, the cops.
If you see a picture of the kid, he mistaked him as a man. How do you mistake an 11-year-old as a man?
That was his excuse. Yeah. That's what he said.
Yeah. Oh, I thought he was older. They always think we're older.
He looks like a little boy.
Yeah, exactly.
I looked at him. He looks like a little boy.
Looks like a little boy. Exactly. Such BS, Such BS.
But even the black cops are trained to react to black people a certain way.
Yes, it's a part of their. I think it's a part of the training. I'm telling you, it's like the same pattern, the same behavior. If you're black or if you're white, it's the same behavior. It's just when it's white, it's a whole lot brutal. But when it's black, you like, for real, this is what you came in here to do, to brutalize your own people. I'm thinking that when you have black people go into the police force, it's to make a change and show that we are trying to mend. But that's not what it looks like to me. It looks like y'all doing the same thing they're doing.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know if this is ever going to end. We seem to have this stereotype about us that's it's just sticking, it's just stuck, and
Cole, we had the Black Panthers. The Black Panthers they're the police to community. And then we had that, I say, fake version of the Black Panthers that was rolling in the 80s. What's the name of the guys who wore the red
Guardian Angels?
the guardian angels. I mean, you know, they did some good work, I guess. But they were like a watered down version of the Black Panthers for real. But the Black Panthers were there to police our neighborhood, just to make sure that police brutality didn't happen, to make sure that drugs weren't sold on the corner. They were doing all of that.
And the community was being fed.
FBI came in and took them out, all of them out. And they took them out for that one reason, because they were there to make sure that drugs didn't get you out. If the Black Panthers still existed, there would be no Asian corner stores selling alcohol to in our community. There'd be no I mean, all that stuff be, you know what I mean? And they were able to flourish our neighborhoods with drugs and guns because they got rid of groups like the Black Panthers, who were there to make sure that, and they got rid of them on purpose. That's why. So until we can get back to that mindset, you know, where we can have community looking out for each other, and we don't anymore. We can't even, you know, if Tiffany was at the corner store near her home and saw a kid doing something wrong, Tiffany couldn't even discipline the kid because she probably had to end up fighting the mother, right?
Right.
But when I grew up, if I was 11 years old or 9 years old and I did something wrong, that elder in that neighborhood could discipline my ass and then tell my mother she disciplined me, and it wouldn't be a problem.
Right.
Right? But
that
now,
was a part of the community.
Now you say something to a 9-year-old or 8-year-old or 7-year-old, you're going to fight his parents. You know?
Yeah, a whole different era.
Yeah, but that's why these kids are buck wild, and that's why we have a lot going on that's going on, because there's no unity in our community, no unity in our community to you know, you can't say nothing, you can't tell a kid pull your pants up, you know, pull your pants up, boy, because then I might have to bust his ass because he's gonna come back and try to shoot me or something, you know, just for me telling him to pull his pants up. You just can't can't talk to these kids anymore. It's crazy.
Yeah. Another thing I see too is a lot of older people trying to be young, you know, still trying to keep up with the kids. Like you see a lot of, you know, people making TikTok videos. They're trying to do what the young kids are doing. I'm not saying when you get a certain age, you got to go sit in the corner, but, you know what I mean? You can't try to compete with, you know, with teenagers, you know.
They should have age restrictions on everything. I don't care. They need to have age restrictions. And, you know, a lot of them, you got to remember this social media, a lot of people, this is the only way they can express themselves. They probably don't even express themselves like this in the street. Okay. This is the only platform that they are able to show off and nobody is judging them. And they can turn their comments off, you know, because a lot of them need to have their behind in the house or stop acting up, you know, or go live your life. But a lot of people do anything for likes and clicks. That's what's going on. This is a like and click era.
But there's information there also. So it's the good and the bad. The internet has a lot of bad. The social media, TikTok has a lot of bad, you know, but TikTok has some good because there are holistic doctors on there giving us information on how to take care of our bodies. There's information on there that we wouldn't get. There's shows like the Black Therapy Show on these platforms that wouldn't, you know. So there are some good with social media. We're able to reach an audience and put our stuff out there now.
Yeah, but what I was saying is because you guys are talking about not being able to discipline kids or talk to kids, but if you got adults out there trying to compete with the same kids, then they want to turn around and discipline them. I don't think the kids are going to listen, because if you're next to your
they're not
twerking, you know, if mom and daughter are twerking, you know, then the mom wants to discipline the daughter. I mean, how could she? You know what I mean? Like, you know, so I think that's an issue.
You know what I've learned too? You know, when we was growing up, kids was seen and not heard, right? These young people today, they are saying what they feel and how they feel. Okay, and I appreciate it, you know, and sometimes you be like, be quiet, you don't know what you're talking about. But a lot of them are very, very smart. They know what's going on. They put 2 and 2 together, and they will challenge you. you know, but you have to come correct. So you cannot, like you said, be twerking somewhere and doing this, and then when your daughter go twerking and doing that, oh, you can't do that. No. You can't do that when you was just showing me what to do and how to do it and stuff like that, you know. So yeah, you're right. So when you have children, and I think that's something that we should talk about on our show, is dealing with our youth and parenting, because parents are the blueprint. You are the one. So if your children are having issues, that means it's because they're getting it from you. They just don't wake up and say, okay, I have issues today, unless they have special needs or something like that. But our youth today are very, very mad. They're upset. They're doing things they don't supposed to, even like you just mentioned about the 2 young men. I still don't understand, why would they go to that water? Why would they go and play and stuff? I'm like, I never thought to go play in the Hudson River, but then they're boys too. They said they was tussling. You understand? They fell in the water. Nobody said anything. Nobody called the cop. Like, what is going on? So we need to communicate more with our children. And our children, if your parents is telling you, come home from school, do what you're supposed to do, it's because we love you and we want to protect you and we don't want you hurt out there. Just don't be doing stuff because you're mad or you're curious and stuff, because curiosity kills the goddamn cat.
I don't know much about the Hudson thing. I know that the 2 kids drowned, right? But you know what? I'm okay with I'm not okay with these kids losing their life. That was tragic, but I'm okay with kids being outdoors. Me and my brother and I stayed outdoors when we were young. That's all we did, was hang in the woods and in the lakes and all the stuff. And I look back now and think, wow, we did a lot of dangerous shit that we didn't know was dangerous. We didn't know it was dangerous because we were 11 and 12 and we were running through these woods and doing all sorts of stuff that, you know, as a grown man now, I wouldn't even do, right? So and it's a catch-22, Tiff and Carl, because we want the kids to get, I was having this conversation the other day. We want the kids to get off the computers and get off the tablets and go outside. You know, I got to go out and cut my grass at my age because there's no teenagers knocking on my door asking to cut my grass for $25. But when my brother and I were teenagers, we shoveled people's driveways for money.
That's right.
We cut grass for money. We were hustlers. We put groceries in people's cars, old ladies' cars for money. So we did all sorts of things to get money in our pocket when we were teenagers. These kids today, they won't go outside. We passed a basketball court the other day. Nice basketball court. Had the strings on it. The pavement was nice. Beautiful basketball court. Guess what? Wasn't one soul on that basketball court playing basketball.
Because they're all
now, when I was a kid, that basketball court would have been packed 7 days a week in the summertime with nothing but us on there shooting ball. There was no kids on that basketball court calling.
Because we didn't have social media, and our mothers and fathers told us to get our ass outside. Because they said, go outside and get some air. Go have some fun. Go run. Go play.
That's right.
You gotta remember too, if you can get a million followers on any social media platform, you can make some serious money. So a lot of these kids are focused on that. I mean, they're in there trying to get their followers up.
Yeah. That's something else I read the other day, that they were asking these young kids, what do you want to be when you grow up? And all of them were saying social influencers. Social media influencers.
My nephew told me that, and I was like, boy, shut up.
Yeah, social media influencers. But that's I mean, that's money though, right?
Yeah.
So. But you have to build your following. Like, you have to build that. And it do cost money. And half these kids don't got no jobs.
But they don't care what you do. Like, I mean, there's a girl that all she does is she tries on new clothes.
Oh, those is hauls. What they try on clothes from different companies.
Whatever, but they got like all these views. They got all these millions of
views.
They
get paid for that.
Right. So, I mean,
Did you hear about the guy that just died? There was a social media influencer that was drinking on TikTok. He was drinking to show how drinking this Russian vodka or something like that.
Yeah.
To show he could drink it, and he gulped down too much, and he died right there on camera. That just happened like a few days ago. That's big TikTok news right there. Yeah, social media guy. He's big on TikTok. Had a lot of followers.
Yeah.
He's young. I guess he's probably in his early 20s. And now he's gone. showing off on social media about how much he can drink. Yeah, so that's
Message: don't be drinking alcohol because you can get alcohol poisoning or alcohol kill your ass.
Yeah.
But again, right, Kevin? He was focused on more followers. He's thinking, if I do this, you know what I
Get
mean?
those checks from TikTok. Get those checks from Instagram. Get them checks. Yeah, exactly. Get those checks.
Yeah.
Don't let social media kill you. Okay.
All right, let's talk about Tina.
Tina
Turner. So I'm gonna show a couple of videos of Miss Turner.
Nice.
Yes, I'm 80. What did I think? How did I think I would be at 80? Not like this. How is this? Oh, well, I look great. I feel good. I've gone through some very serious sicknesses that I'm overcoming. So it's like having a second chance at life.
So it starts with this high moment. You're in love with this man. You couldn't believe it's happened to you. You get married. You're in your early 70s. You've stopped showbiz. You've retired. You're about to enjoy yourself. You have a stroke, and then.
So then they said, only one of your kidneys are functioning. So I said, well, so what happens? He said, if you don't maintain, if you don't do what we recommend, you will probably die. So I said, well, if it's time, I felt like I'm late 70s. My mother died at 84. My sister died at 74. I thought maybe this was my time. So he said, no, we can do something about it. He said, there's a machine downstairs. I said, oh no, I'm not living on a machine.
Dialysis, right?
So we went downstairs, yes, and there was this machine standing there, and I realized that I would have to use this machine if I decided to live. And I said, oh no, I'm not living on a machine. That's not a quality of life. They said, no. What it will do is provide you with a cleanser for the body until we find a kidney for you. Irvin said to the doctors, can I give her one of mine? Something similar to this. I wasn't there. And then he found out that he doesn't need 2 kidneys. So then he came to me and said, Tina, you don't have to make this decision now. I can give you one of my kidneys. I said, oh, Irvin, you're young. I'm already older. It's okay. You just get used to me not being here. Oh, no, he didn't want that. So then he talked me into him taking on 1 kidney. So I said, well, no, I have to talk to the doctors. And then I talked to them about Irvin and what will happen to him because he was still quite young. And I did feel like I was older. I was already in my 70s. So why should I take the kidneys from a young man and let him finish his life? That's what I felt like. And
wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Take my heart and make it strong. You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone. Anyone I've ever met.
All right. That was the great Tina Turner.
Iconic.
Passed away at 83.
On May 24th.
Yes.
Anime.
When she
left from Nutbush, Tennessee.
When she left Ike, she had 36 cents in her pocket. That's all.
Yeah. She went through a lot with Ike, but I've been following Tina because since you saw that movie, What's Love Got to Do with It?
Yeah.
It took you to another level. And you want to hear something? I like her old music than her new music. And her and Ike, it was toxic, but again, men find women that they know that they can be able to control. He was the one that gave her name because she said she didn't know nothing about her name. He just said, this is your name. And that is how he was able to control her for all those years. So now when she finally gets her divorce, remember, that's the one thing she fought for, was her name that he gave her, but she worked hard for it. You know, she said he opened up doors. She said the first few years it was good. But after, like, I think she said after 5 to 6 years, you know, with the drugs, because he abused drugs. And she also said he had mental illness. He was abused all through his life. So that's why he was able to do music the way he did music, you know. And she said when she first saw him, she didn't like him. She thought he was scrawny looking and stuff, but it was something about him with his music, you know, and she liked music. And that was all she wrote from there. You know, that what's love got to do with it?
You know, thanks, Tiff. That was a great story. And I don't know. I'll tribute to Tina. We shouldn't talk too much about Ike, but I saw some Ike bashing going on over the last couple of days, and I was disappointed by that. You know, I don't think it's a time to bash Ike either. Yeah, he was not a perfect human being, but without Ike, we wouldn't have Tina, right? Come on.
That's right.
I'm keeping it real. I mean, for whatever bad things he did, he gave the world Tina Turner, and he also he gave the world Tina Turner, but the same thing with Joe Jackson. He gave us the Jacksons. We wouldn't have Michael Jackson and the Jacksons about Joe Jackson, who gets a bad rap also, you know, for his behavior. But these guys brought some really amazing talent to our life. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, so it's not a time to bash him either. And I see some bashing going on, which is very disappointing to see. But, you know, people take advantage of anything to bash people, you know. So, but yeah, Tina Turner, in my eyes, will go down as one of the, you know, top icons in music history. She's up there, you know, on a level with Prince and Michael Jackson, as far as I'm concerned. She was, you know, broke records. And like I said, we had Beyonce today and all these people who are, you know, because of Tina Turner, you know.
No, we had Tina Turner. You want to hear something? I saw an interview with her. She felt like she wasn't big here in America. And the interviewer told her, "You are a superstar in America." She said, "I'm not Madonna."
Well, you know, a lot of entertainers feel that way. Because I'll tell you a story real quickly, Tiff. I remember years ago, I'm living in home. I'm from Washington, D.C., and I'm at home. And James Brown was alive, and he was performing at a place called the 930 Club in Washington, D.C., which holds about 1,200 seats. James Brown. And on the same night, the Rolling Stones were performing at the stadium 6 miles down the street where the Washington Redskins play every Sunday. And that arena that the Rolling Stones were at, you know, holds 70,000, 80,000 seats, and it was sold out. And James Brown, who is James Brown, Bad MF, if you know what I mean, was performing in a 1,200 seat nightclub in Georgetown. So my point is we only in America, as Black people, we like guys who have hits, you know. We go see the Rolling Stones haven't had a hit since when, the 70s, but they still could sell out a 70,000 seat arena with their fans. James Brown haven't had a hit since the 80s, and he's working a 1,200 seat room, you know? So we don't uphold our artists unless they got something on the radio, is the point that I'm trying to make. We got something on the radio that's hot, you can sell out theaters. When we don't have something hot, then that's a different problem, you know what I mean? So I think that's what she was trying to say. And over in Europe, a lot of artists go to Europe because they are celebrated bigger over in European countries than they are here. That's what
she said. She was more celebrated over there. Yep. She said she got more success over there than she had over here. And I'm saying, like, she's iconic, but maybe she was Black iconic and white iconic there, like, because it's more, you know, maybe that was it. But she wanted that status. But if she only knew, she already had that status. She was very resilient. I mean, she went through so much and still was dancing on the stage. And if you think about it, she was one of the acts that really danced. A lot of the women weren't dancing like she was dancing. And her voice was so different. You know, like you said, she was rock and roll. She liked rock and roll, you know. So we salute her.
Yes.
She's definitely an icon.
Absolutely. Where did Kev go? So now for your favorite part of the show, Tiffany, where I show a video.
What you about to show, Carl?
Oh, no.
This is Tiffany's favorite part of the show.
Because you show something. Yeah, he about to show a video, Kev.
No, I'm not.
I was about to log off too. Stay for the video. Okay, let's see it, Carl.
All right. I was gonna give you some background, but I'll just show it, and you chat about it.
You know what? I wasn't gonna say anything. But I decided I want you to feel as uncomfortable as I do, and I want you to know that I saw your text messages, and I think you're disgusting.
What text message?
You know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna repeat it because everybody doesn't need to know, but I want you to know that I know. I saw you, and I think that you're disgusting. You don't have anything to say to that, right? Yeah, I didn't think so. And speaking of, you should. And speaking of airlines weeding people out, maybe if they raise prices, you know, maybe you wouldn't be able to afford to sit with your family. That way they don't have to sit next to black people. Okay? Yeah. No, yeah, you don't have to be sorry to me. You're sorry because I saw it. But I want you to feel as uncomfortable as I do sitting next to you.
Okay, I am.
You should be.
All right, that woman was sitting next to a white dude, and he was texting a friend about sitting next to niggas.
What?
He saw the text messages.
He got busted.
So
Wow.
so I'm showing some video. Some people reacted to her, so I'll show you that.
And I want you to know that I saw your text messages, and I think you're disgusting.
What text?
So basically, this black woman was sitting next to a guy on a flight, and he sent some text messages that she didn't like. The message said that she's a big black woman, which are just descriptors and aren't racist. Like, if somebody's big, black, and a woman, then calling them a big black woman would make sense, right? But apparently he said some derogatory stuff about black people and whatever, and then she just felt so disgusted. Like, they're literally text messages. Who gives a shit? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words may never hurt me. And I don't understand why people feel the need to get so upset over words that don't affect you at all. Like, oh, you start talking bad about black people. Who gives a shit? You're on a flight. You're never going to see them again. All right? That's over. But I guess people are just too damn sensitive nowadays.
Be sorry to me. You're sorry because I saw it. But I want you to feel as uncomfortable as I do sitting next to you.
That's what I'm talking about. I want every racist to feel as uncomfortable as that itch you're ashamed to scratch in public.
As uncomfortable as I do. And I want you to know that I saw your text messages, and I think you're disgusting.
First of all, whatever that man had going on in those text messages was none of her business, so you're wrong. Secondly, regardless of color, size does matter. Now, rewatch this video and say it with me.
All right, so he had several reactions.
Oh, come on.
So the last girl said she had no business reading that man's text message. What happened? The man left his phone in his seat on the armrest, and he had to split up from his family. His family was sitting somewhere else on the plane. He had to sit next to this lady. He left his phone, went to look for his family or whatever, and she saw what he was texting to his buddy.
So it was meant for her to see that, okay? Because if that was the case, he should have took his phone with him, or he should have closed up the message box, okay? So that was meant for that. I'm not surprised at that, and that's horrible. Let me tell you just a quick little story. I have a sister friend. She was born in another country, you know, in South America. She's black, but I don't think she knows that she's black. I had to tell her after she sent me this message by mistake. So she loves my nephews, and she came over, and she made a mistake. Now, I'm in the living room. She's in the back playing with my nephews. She sends me a wrong message. She sends a message. Oh, I'm at my hairdresser's house playing with her darky nephews. They are so clean looking, you know. And I'm like, did she call them darkies? And did she say they clean? Like, so I sent her a text message. I said, you sent the wrong text message. She said, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. If they were Spanish, I would call them spick. I said, what? So I said, we need to have a meeting. Okay. And I had to take her to a restaurant with a couple of my friends. And I had to school her because she wasn't from this country. So her coming here, she was, how can you say?
Is she dark skinned or she light skinned?
She's very light skinned. She's a very light skinned, you know, she's married to a white guy too. So I had to break it down to her. You're black, darling. And first of all, don't call my nephews darkies, okay? They're very clean. And don't ever call a Spanish child a spick. That's disgusting. Those are derogatory terms. You don't do that. You understand? She said, well, I didn't know. I said, well, now you know, okay? And I'm glad that you was able to talk to me or you sent me that message because somebody would have whooped her ass.
So what do you think about the guy who said we should just ignore stuff like that?
I think that's an individual. I think that's an individual decision, Carl.
Yeah.
You know, I think how it affects you emotionally. Yeah, that could be the smart thing to do. You know, but you know, it's not always the case depending on the person's personality that sees it. You know, that's her personality. I mean, she saw it. She had to speak her mind on it. You know, so yeah, I think it's an individual decision. They both make good points, but you know, me personally, I don't know what I would have done. I don't know if I would stay quiet about it or I would have just did what she did. I had to be in that situation to react. You know what I'm saying?
He should have took his phone with him. That's what he should have. Did he do it on purpose so he can show her? Show her that he was talking about her?
It's a possibility. It's a possibility.
Come on.
Excuse me. Yeah.
He called for that call out.
He did that. But I mean, stuff like that just makes you not trust anyone. You know, because
who said we trust people? I don't trust nobody.
Well, you know, I mean, it makes you trust no one, like, because it seems like most people.
I mean, that happens all the time, though. That incident's not new. It just was caught, and then
it just was caught.
What about before cell phones, right? Before cell phones, those incidents still went on, right? I mean, in a sense, it's always been that way, you know. So.
And look at the young lady I was telling you about,
right?
Yeah. She sent it by text message by mistake. She didn't think that was going to come to me. She was sending that to one of her friends.
Right.
So, you know, things happen for a reason, and he needed to be called out. And it's not like she went through his phone, opened up his phone, and looked through his messages. He left it there openly, and she was able to see it. And you're gonna recognize stuff like that. Oh, this black woman. You're gonna recognize stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Basically, Carl Tiff saying that if she'd have saw it, she'd be still in his ass.
Still in that ass. What? Matter of fact, he probably would have took his phone like, this bitch look like she crazy. And I would have been like, yeah.
Yeah, he needed to. I applaud her for saying something to him.
Yeah, she must say something. I'm glad she said something.
Because if you don't, it'll drive you crazy. Because I remember I told you guys that you know how when you go shopping and the white cashier, they don't want to touch your hand when they give you your change back.
Yes.
And I just started saying, hey, you know, I don't want to touch you either, and that made me feel better. By just saying that, I don't want to touch you. You don't want to touch me. I don't want to walk away with you thinking that you got one up on me because you don't want to touch me. But I'm letting you know I don't want to touch you either.
Right.
Well, so you don't want to touch me. I don't want to touch you. You know, so I applaud her.
She talked up for herself. Hip hip hooray, girlfriend. I would have talked up for myself.
I applaud her for saying what she said.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, you come to that time of the show where it's time to share what you have learned or any knowledge you want to drop. Kev, what time is your show?
Yeah, it's coming up. I got to roll. I just want to say, definitely send my love to and thanks to Tina Turner for what she brought to the world, her music, her energy. Um, she's one of the top greats in my book, in everybody's book, I'm sure. So yeah, may she rest in peace. Yeah, that's all I want to say. Give my love to Tina Turner.
All right, brother. Tiffany, anything you want to drop before we go?
Well, I want to say it's definitely thanks for Ike and Tina's presence, because they are both ancestors now. Although they went through their ups and downs, they gave us good music. You know, definitely people do your history about the Jim Crow. You know, if you don't know, learn about it and don't be a victim. If you are in a community or a town, y'all need to stand up for yourself. You need to fight for your rights and what's good for you all. Also, if you're in Brooklyn, they're doing Dance Africa, downtown Brooklyn. That's why I'm representing my, African clothing, because we are going down there for the weekend. It's all weekend to go and look at the vendors, the clothes. Also, shout out to all the Geminis. This week was my dad's birthday. My godson's birthday was this weekend. Shout out to all the Geminis. And we love you. And make sure you like, subscribe, share.
Where in Brooklyn, Tiffany? Where in Brooklyn? Where in Brooklyn? Any particular
it's
street?
at Brooklyn Academy of Music. It's called BAM. And it's called Dance Africa. It's been there for almost 40 something years. They've been doing this, where vendors come from all over selling African art, African pieces. Entrepreneurs come out. It's also, they do on the 4th of July weekend, you can check out the African Street Festival. If you can't make it to this one, the African Street Festival is at the Commodore Park. These are all, you can look it up online. You can Google it and get all the dates and information. We need to support Black-owned businesses and entrepreneurs.
All right. And with that, hey, Norma Staley's checking in. Norma Staley said that's close to her house.
Yeah.
So hopefully, Norma, you can go check it out.
Yes.
I just want to say thank you to everyone for checking out our show. We're here every Sunday, 7 p.m. We love and appreciate the hour you spend with us. We don't take that lightly. And like I always say, please tell the people you love that you love them.
Yeah.
They are not psychic. We can be here today and gone tomorrow. And most of us have. And please, before I go, if you see someone dying or in any situation, do not take out your phone and start recording. Help them.
Help them.
Please help them. There's a young lady that her car was T-boned by another car. She's dying in the car. Some fucking asshole takes out his phone or her phone, whoever it is, and recorded her final minutes and then posted it and totally devastated her family. And her family is begging them to take it. It happened in Connecticut, in New Haven, right down the street, close to where I live. And her family's devastated, and they're begging this person to take it down. And the last I heard, they haven't taken it down from whatever site they have it on. But Jesus, come on, man! Like, you see somebody dying, your first move should not be to take out your phone.
Or if you're taking out your phone, call 911.
Yes,
that's what you do. 911. If somebody's in an accident, you don't take out your phone to record.
Yeah, So it was horrible what they did, and the family just living their loved one's death, and it's not nice.
It's not nice.
All right, everybody. Kevin, Tiffany, I love you guys. I appreciate you, doing this with me.
Love you back, right, man.
I don't take that lightly. All right, everybody. We will see you guys next Sunday. And Kevin's in Florida, even though the NAACP said not to go to Florida.
Be safe.
But the NAACP doesn't pay Kevin's mortgage, so.
You should have wore NAACP, whatever T-shirt.
All right, guys, I got to roll, man.
All right, brother.
Yeah.
All right, brother.
All right.
Yeah.
With the knowledge you gain, break away from the chains. We helping you grow. The Black Therapy Show. We in a safe space, dealing with the black trauma. We unpacking and inspecting all our baggage and drama. Cause we gotta unite. No more killing each other. It's time to see a new future for my sisters and brothers. You know it, Kevin, Carl, Tiffany. You'll have an epiphany. We'll give you everything you need to handle the enemy. We will giving you everything. We gon' challenge you mentally. The right conversation so you grow exponentially. We built your penitentiaries. We built all your schools. Gave us brainwashed education, just making us fools. Hatred was what we got in exchange for love. No more manipulation from my God up above. No. It's Carl, Kevin, and Tiffany. Now welcome to the Black Therapy Show. Let's go.